folks, Mike Haley 7 here. I'm going to show you the center stand. I've never really shown this before, but I thought I'd give you a look-see. So here's how it works. I'll put this helmet down here, see if that helps at all. So as you can see, the center stand is down. And I did that because I wanted to check my tire pressure and make sure the tires are good. I refilled the tires. They didn't need a whole lot of topping off. And now I'm going to put the bike back down. So all you do is straighten out the wheel, grab the grab rail, and I keep the kickstand down, of course. Put your left foot on the rider peg, and then you kind of lean your weight that way, and hopefully everything will go well. Here we go. Come on now. There you go. And down you go. Now, for those of you who are afraid of doing this, if you've got one of these new wings especially, here's how you put it up. Put your foot on the center standy thing, grab the grab rail, tilt the bike up, and you keep tilting it until you feel the other side of that center stand hit the ground. There it is. Now, as you can see, to you it feels like it's going to go over, but it isn't, because it's on the other side of the center stand. Then all you have to do is just put all your weight on the rear while pulling on the handlebar and pulling on the grab rail, and you just lean all your body weight like so. Ready? See? Easy breezy Japanesey. And then back down again. Get the kickstand down. Ta-da! Simple. Okay, let's start the bike up. Hopefully it will start. It's been a while. Now you might be asking yourself, hey Mikey, do you trickle charge? I really should. I was kind of, what do you call that word? What's the word for it? When you don't take responsibility? Incompetent? No. Anyway, I'm having that thing when you get 50 and you can't remember words anymore. I was remiss. I should have plugged it in. It's got a trickle charge cable right around here somewhere. There it is. Yeah, I got a trickle charge cable, so I could charge it up. I just have to remember to do it. It's kind of hot. My God. It's almost 60. Gee whiz. Thank you, Amazon man. I think he was delivering my socks. Alright. See, these gloves don't have it says they do, but they don't. No. Nothing. This side. Nothing. Nothing. No. Oh well, I'm going to have to go by memory. Today I think it's the 28th of December 2020. It's a Monday. 25, 26, yeah, today's the 28th. 28th of December 2020, and it's me, Mike, also known as Mike Haley 7. And I'm out riding. I got a topic for you today. The topic is the measure of a motorcyclist. This is inspired by Colin, Bronco Ride. He inspired this. So first part of my topic today is going to be about miles. People Men especially. I don't know if women do it because I don't know any women motovloggers too well, or motorcyclists for that matter. But men especially do this. It's all about who's the bigger man, right? Who's got a longer whatever. Trying to keep it clean for the kiddies. Some of you folks are grandparents and watch with the kids around, so I got to be careful. See, I'm thinking about you. So, first thing that people try to lord over each other is how many miles they ride per year. So if you ride, you know, like 28 million miles a year, you can lord that over everybody. Say, ah, you're not a real motorcyclist, you're not a real biker. You only ride 20,000, I ride 20 million. Now some of you can't ride a whole lot because you got jobs and lives and kids, careers, or you've got bad weather, you know, for more than half the year up north. Kind of limits the mileage, right? So you maybe feel bad. Oh, you know, I only got 2,000 miles this year. I only got 4,000 miles this year. Don't feel bad. Ride as much as you can, as much as you want to. If you have the freedom to, and don't worry about the miles. That's not a huge deal. I mean, I've heard some motorcyclists say, if you don't ride at least 5,000 miles a year, then you're more of a danger to yourself than anything else, and you shouldn't be on the bike. I don't necessarily think that way. I think every mile is a risk, and as long as you're smart about it, you mitigate the risk. It's all about risk mitigation, so if you can only ride 2,000 miles a year, then that's all you can ride. Now, if you're one of those garage queen types where you only take it out on like a Saturday once a month and you go from this bar to that bar dressed like a pirate, I'm sorry, I can't get on board with that. That to me is of a different caliber, a different type of riding. I don't even know that it is riding. You're just going from one bar to another bar, trying to look cool. And I understand how that can be fun. I did it. But that's just not, you know, there's my measure, right, of a motorcyclist. So miles, it's nice when you have a lot of miles on your bike, but it's not possible for everybody. Like last year, I did 13,000 miles from one April to another April. That's how I measure my riding years, from April to April. So this year, I think I've done 3,000. I think. If I was at 13 in April and I'm only at 16 now, that's 3,000 so far from April to April. So I still have another, what, 5-6 months to go. So I'll wave. There you go, buddy. $3,000 miles since April. That's not a whole lot. But, you know, COVID and all that. Okay, so what's another measure of a motorcyclist? Another measure is the weather. You know, what kind of weather do you ride in? Do you ride in the really cold weather? Do you ride in the rain? Do you ride in the snow and the ice? People love to measure themselves on the weather they ride in, counting themselves as more of a man, more of a motorcycler. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sand right in the middle of that corner. Mikey, don't play that. Gotta love the brakes on this thing, baby. I'm not even going to do a turnaround. So I used to ride in really, really cold weather because I was, you know, trying to prove my mettle, as they say, M-E-T-T-L-E, improve my mettle. But now, I ride if I want to ride. The problem with riding in the cold is you got to take extra time to put gear on and stuff. And it's already a kind of a chore sometimes putting the gear on when you're a lazy shit like me, so sometimes I don't ride just because of the rigmarole of having to get all the gear on. charge up the battery for the vest, da-da-da-da-da. But I know I can ride in the cold if I need to. That's not a problem. I did 137 miles at 20 degrees or 21 degrees, something like that, years ago. So, you know, I like the cold, personally. I'm a fat guy. I'm from Irish extraction, Irish-English extraction. Danish, Irish, English, Scottish. So I like the colder stuff. Anything above 60 starts getting a little bit uncomfortable. Anything above 85 is like, I don't want to do this. So if you don't want to ride in the rain, I don't blame you. You know, if anybody says you're less of a biker because you don't ride in the rain, you know, they can go pound sand. I mean, if you're out on a long trip and you get stuck in the rain, that just happens to happen. But I don't expect anybody would really want to say, all right, it's a rainy day, and because it's a rainy day, I'm going to go for a nice long 300-mile ride. I just don't see that. Maybe there are some of you superheroes out there. I've ridden in the rain many a time. Not because I wanted to, but because it happened. I had a place to get to, and it rained, and so I went. So the have to, I can do. The want to, not so much. I've ridden with snow on the ground, but not on the pavement, on the grass, you know. I wouldn't ride on ice. I wouldn't ride in the actual snow on the road, and no thank you. So weather is another measure of a motorcyclist, and I think it's a lot of BS. What else? I suppose it's the gear you wear. You get the AT-GAT crowd, all the gear, all the time. And some of you guys say, Mike, aren't you an AT-GAT guy? No, not really. No, I've talked about the importance of the gear and how I try to wear it, but I don't wear all the gear all the time. Many a video you can see me not. I got it all on today. But, you know, I don't always have it on. If you ride with all the gear all the time, good for you. If you ride with none of the gear, none of the time, okay, well, as long as you know that you could have a really bad day and end up costing you thousands and thousands of dollars, and then maybe having limitations the rest of your life, or you're dead, or you're a vegetable, all the crazy things that can happen. If you're wearing gear, quote-unquote gear, for the fashion of it, you know, I want to look cool when I ride. I want to wear leather chaps and leather biker boots and blue jeans and leather vest. I want to have a neckerchief, bandana, wear the smallest helmet I can wear, sunglasses, screw it, no glasses, I just squint. If you're one of those, well, I used to be that way. I outgrew it. I no longer see any attraction. It's a cliche. I'm sorry to say, for me, it's a cliche. It's old, tired, outdated. It's the product of the 90s, the early 2000s, maybe. It's not really riding with any kind of purpose in mind. The gear has no real purpose in mind other than to look cool. The gear I wear now has a purpose in mind, and it doesn't look that cool. The jacket is big and bulky, but it's very utilitarian. I do have jean-looking biker pants on with the knee pads. I do have, you know, other kinds of pants too with protection. But for me, the most part, it's all about the protection. It's not so much the look. I'm past that now. I'm older. I'm fatter. I'm grayer. There's nothing good looking about me anymore. And I'm not really interested in the game. Not really. I'm totally uninterested in the game. I don't want to attract anybody, so I focus on safety, focus on utility, focus on quality. And of course you spend the money when you get all the gear. But even if you get the gear that's not really gear, that costs a lot of money too, especially if it has the name Harley on it. I have the Harley stuff still, and I wear it sometimes. I got the FXRG jacket, which is a really good jacket. But that's only good for the really, really cold weather. Hey, hey. So, what's the measure of a motorcyclist? It's not your gear. It's not how many miles you ride. It's not the weather you ride in. What about the kind of bike you ride? Do you ride a street bike? Do you ride an off-road? ATV, whatever they call ADV bike, super sport, cruiser, touring bike. Then there's the whole brand thing. You ride this brand, I ride that brand. I'm a real biker and you're not. People who measure motorcyclists that way are shallow. I'm sorry to say it. You're shallow if that's how you measure. Oh, you're not a motorcyclist if you don't ride a Triumph, blah, blah, blah. That's not a measure of a motorcyclist. And what are you doing measuring other people for stuff anyway? You're just trying to make yourself look good, trying to make yourself feel good. I'm a real biker because I ride with the Harley boots, and I ride a Harley Fat Boy, and I ride with no helmet, only a bandana. I'm a real man. You're living in a small world, my friend. I was living in that world for a while. And then I just kind of got bored of it, I guess. And so now I ride this, and I really see, because I've experienced it now, that there isn't just one brand of motorcycle that's any good. A lot of you already know this. There isn't just one kind of riding that's any good. There's all kinds. And it's all awesome. At least for me. I love it. Red light, you're stopping. Good, good, good. So, the kind of bike you ride, the brand of bike you ride, is not a measure of a motorcyclist. For me, it's a very simple metric. Do you ride a motorcycle? If you ride a motorcycle, then you're a motorcyclist. That's pretty much it. And of course you can get into the, well, what is a motorcycle? Well, you know, that gets kind of, I think, for me, it's, you're on two wheels, you're definitely a motorcyclist. If you're on a trike, I get it. You know, you can't hold the bike up anymore, this, that, the other. Okay, fine, you're a motorcyclist. You ride a scooter like a Bergman, you're a motorcyclist. You ride a Vespa, a liquor cycle, I don't know, kinda, I'll wave at you. What if you're riding around in a slingshot? No, you're not a motorcyclist. Two wheels in the front, one wheel in the back, and you're sitting down in a cage with a steering wheel? With a steering wheel? Come on now. You're not a motorcyclist. Not in a slingshot. Now, if you're on one of those Can-Am Spiders, okay, you're a motorcyclist. I suppose the thing that makes a motorcycle is the lack of cage. When you put a cage on it, then it's not a motorcycle. All right, it's Mike Cayley 7. Talk to you later.